Hello, and welcome to In the Crowd. I have no voice. I'll explain why in a minute. I am your hostess with the mostest, the shaman ShElite, Miss Katie Kinsey Baby.
Baby.
Thank you. And join with me, the two components of Smackin It Raw. First up, my fellow Pornhub Papi, that'll also be explained later, host of Straight Talk, Vicente. Vince, how are you?
I'm good, Katie. The Bulls just beat the Milwaukee Bucks, which is why I'm wearing my Bulls beanie. I'm commemorating the occasion. I'm very, very happy. And there's going to be a big Chicago show in June, like 2 weeks after my birthday. So I'm stoked about that too. It's a good day in the Delgado household.
Sports. I don't watch basketball. And of course, the warden, the host of Smackin It Raw, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. I do that every fucking time. Every single
We're a
time.
porncast at this point, so
I mean, basically.
Wait, is porncast really a thing?
Probably.
No.
Could be. Might be now.
Let me look that up.
Matt Ritter.
We can be a porncast on Podhub. We can be a podcast on Pornhub. I am the warden, Matt Ritter. What's going on, everybody?
Yay.
Hi, Vince.
Oh, hey, Matt. How are you today?
About put me to sleep with that fucking basketball talk, but I'm good. I'm up. I'm awake. I'm here.
Porncast is not a thing. Wait. The Porncast is a podcast. 2 girls and 1 mic. The Porncast. That's what came up.
Oh.
Interesting. Clever name.
Clever girl.
2 girls, 1 cup.
2 girls, 1 mic.
I knew you were going that route. I knew it.
That's where they went. All right. You think that they named their podcast 2 girls, 1 mic, the Porncast, because of anything other than 2 girls, 1 cup?
No, I mean, that's definitely why they did it.
I will say that I might have to tune in, and if it's not 2 girls sharing 1 mic, I will be sorely disappointed because it's false advertisement. Exactly, false advertisement. I'll be disappointed. I really want to see 2 girls trying to podcast with 1 mic. I think that's interesting.
Vince said it's got to be 1 mic, not Uchi Wally Wally.
Jesus. So while Vince was watching the fucking Bulls or whatever the fuck he was doing, I was at
basketball.
I was at Dynamite and Rampage, and that's why I have no voice. I met Hangman. Lovely man.
Was he wearing assless chaps?
No, he wasn't.
Did you ask him about the assless chaps?
Fucking ask this man why
he is a married man. It's inappropriate to go up to him and be like, "Hey, sir, my friend and male kind of co-host wants to know if, when, and how we can get you to just wear chaps, no underwear, down to the ring."
Listen, I shared a video of Becky G on Instagram, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want from Hangman Page.
That's what you see.
Literally what you say.
It's literally what you see.
But I want more cheeks to be exposed.
Okay, well, tough shit.
Like have you added Hangman Page and requested this?
Yeah.
I might have to get Savannah on. Me and Savannah are gonna have to petition for this.
I hope you both get blocked because of that.
For those of you who are uninitiated, before Vince, in a happier time, Travis and I were doing the podcast, and we would hit up Sasha Banks with panda gifts every week. Oh, yeah. It was a running gag on the show, directly to Sasha. So I feel like we wanted Sasha to acknowledge us, and if you want Hangman to, give you more cheek, I feel like the only way for you to go about it is for you to @ Hangman or DM Hangman directly and be like, "Hi, my name is Vince Delgado, host of the Straight Talk podcast, Pornhub Papi, co-host of Smackin It Raw, and I would like to request that you either buy shorter trunks.
No, so I want him
hike him up a little bit. Just hike him up.
I want him to wear the trunks that he used to wear when he was in Ring of Honor, and then wear the Shawn Michaels chaps, but not actually have like the pants thing cover it. I want cheek. That's what I want.
Tell him that.
You are so ridiculous. It hurts my soul.
But you can talk about getting kicked in the face by Xia Li, and that's not an issue.
Because that's reasonable.
I don't think I'm asking for too much.
That's more likely to happen than Hangman wearing jabs.
I'm not saying he has to wrestle in them. Just come out, give me the aesthetic with down the ring.
What he wore on
He's
Dynamite is what he wore for the meet and greet, except his hair was in a bun. It's very cute.
I feel like there's proof of him wearing that kind of gear, and I'm gonna try to look for it while you continue to maneuver the show.
The show you've already derailed before we even got started.
Yeah, and yet beforehand you were like, "Oh, you have Matt on. He's gonna derail the show."
Matt doesn't derail shit.
And that's exactly what I said. Because Vince.
So, Katie, what would you like to talk about tonight?
Well, besides what I just talked about, wrestling, I usually want to keep wrestling to like a minimum on this show. So, fuck you. Besides anything wrestling related, what are you guys watching? Movies, TV shows, not sports, because this is not a sports podcast.
Matt,
I mean,
go ahead, man.
I watch a bunch of shit with the wife. Moon Knight, obviously, we've been watching Moon Knight. Not 100% sold on it yet.
Did you watch episode 4?
Did that come out today or yesterday?
Today.
Then no, because I have to watch it on the weekends when I have time to watch with the wife.
Okay.
So
episode 4 is really fucking good.
That's why I'm always behind, is because I have to wait until the wife and I have time to sit down and watch it together. Curse of Oak Island, we have been watching. Masked Singer, which I have not been feeling like the last few seasons. Like,
yeah.
I don't give a shit about anyone on that show, whereas I really enjoyed it in the beginning.
Fair.
I, for whatever reason, decided to rewatch Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile recently. So that. Rewatched Scream 5.
Nice.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Recent rewatch, because I got that for my belated birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got the Blu-ray?
Garfield's. I got the 4K UHD, sir.
Okay. Sorry,
Shit.
just clarifying what you got. Jesus, don't bite my head off.
Fuck your Blu-ray.
I've been wanting to watch Moon Knight. Like, it seems interesting, especially everything But I'm a binger, so I've become a binger. So I'm waiting for the series to be completed so I can binge it in one sitting or two sittings.
Okay, well, first of all, there's only gonna be 6 episodes. You can do it in a day, and
perfect.
That's usually how I am too. So it's killing me waiting a week.
Yes.
To see Oscar Isaac, my man's, as 2 different men. I love him.
I will say he does that fantastic. He does do the.
It's incredible.
Really good.
Like, the one transition of Mark to Steven that I keep seeing on Twitter, he does it in like 0.3 seconds, and it's literally just his eyes you can see change, and that's how you know it's Steven. Give this man every award fucking possible. I don't care. Give him everything. Give him everything.
Is Moon Knight like your favorite like Marvel Disney Plus show that they've released, or do you have a favorite?
I did really fuck with WandaVision. WandaVision was really good. I also
though WandaVision fucks with you when you watch it.
That was a mess. I really liked Hawkeye too. I feel like Hawkeye doesn't get a lot of love.
My sister loves Hawkeye. I have yet to watch Hawkeye. I haven't watched Hawkeye, and I haven't watched Moon Knight, but I've watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. I've watched Loki, and I watched WandaVision. I don't think there's been another show.
Did you watch What If?
I completed What If. It's fantastic. I think my favorite right now is Loki, because I love the whole time travel aspect of things. I always love time travel. I think it's very fascinating. And then I just love Tom Hiddleston. I think he's a fantastic actor.
Love Tom Hiddleston.
His Loki is fantastic. But yeah, now Moon Knight's probably the one thing that I'm gonna wait until like it's finished to start binging and watch all 6 episodes. I was watching the 5th season of Better Call Saul on Netflix because this final 6th season is being released starting this week. I think Monday they had 2 debut episodes for season 6. I went back and started binging Breaking Bad because I just got engulfed in that whole universe again. So I want to watch that.
Cooking meth.
You don't know. It's hard out here, man. Gotta pay rent. and I'm not starting an OnlyFans anytime soon. So you gotta make some money somehow. I gotta make money somehow. Mostly that's mostly what I've been watching. SVU, obviously, I've missed the last 2 SVU episodes, but I usually go back and watch SVU. I always binge watch Modern Family, My Wife and Kids, and I think Big Bang Theory is the 3 shows that I always rotate around to binge. And I've been wanting to watch Peacemaker. I just finished. I finished Suicide Squad. And I'm about to go and dive into Peacemaker because John Cena is fantastic. The clips that I've seen are fantastic. But yeah, that's what I'm watching right now. That's mostly what I'm watching.
I'm just hung up on the fact that Vince draws the line of getting naked on camera to make money, but has no problem selling poison to kids.
Someone's got to give them poison. It might as well be me.
No, they don't.
What the fuck?
I mean, they're gonna get poison somehow. Might as well be from someone that knows how to cook it and properly produce it chemically. So not saying that's me.
You're getting canceled.
It could be me.
I literally just said that was you. You literally just said that was you.
It could not be me. To be determined.
You're sick. You're disgusting.
It's a joke.
Do you go by Kerwin White when you do this?
Resent that because Benji calls me that all the fucking time when he tries to say that I'm less like he calls me a coconut too because I'm brown on the outside but white on the inside. I hate that, man. I can't stand them. I still regret to this day going to Taco Bell. To this fucking day.
Oh.
It's okay, Kerwin.
Don't make that a thing. Let's not make that a thing. I don't want.
Well, his name was Walter White, so Kerwin White. Like, it made sense.
You're just his long lost brother.
Cousin?
Brother?
No.
Son?
No.
Who knows?
Don't.
I don't fucking watch Breaking Bad, so I never watched it.
You should. I did see the first episode, the last episode of In the Crowd, where you were saying that you haven't been able to get into Breaking Bad, but I don't know. I think Better Call Saul is probably a little bit more interesting. It might be along your lines because it has some aspects of SVU with like the whole law stuff, So it might be. Say what?
I do like Law and Order, specifically SVU. The other ones are
SVU is the GOAT show of the Law and Order series. The whole Law and Order family. SVU is the GOAT. It's the best one. It's the favorite.
Obviously.
Also, Hawkeye is my favorite MCU show. So there's that.
That's where we circled back to it.
Hawkeye. Because, Hawkeye never got the fucking love and respect he deserved throughout the fucking movies.
No, he didn't.
And so giving him a show where he's just like, I'm kind of, done with this shit. But, it's so good.
I really like Pitch Perfect, and...
You love Haley Steinfeld?
Well, I don't love Haley Steinfeld, but I enjoy Pitch Perfect, but also I love Florence Poe, who played Paige in Fighting With My Family, and Yelena here. So
Yelena, she's one of my favorite characters in the MCU universe. She's so fucking funny. Jesus.
Oh, did you guys catch that Thor: Love and Thunder trailer? I think it was shared in the cafeteria. Oh my god, I'm geeked. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited for that.
Natalie Portman's biceps. That's all I care about. Just kidding. I fucking love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. So let this man just be funny, because I don't care. Give him all the action. He got that. Let him just be funny and have a good time, like in Ragnarok.
Yeah. Just like they let Ryan Reynolds be himself with Deadpool. Just that's what I want. Now that's an interaction I'd like to see. Ryan Reynolds Deadpool with Thor. That'd be fantastic. And we might see it with Multiverse of Madness. We don't never know.
Multiverse of Madness is gonna be ridiculous.
I'm not as excited for this as everyone else is, and I don't know why.
I'm taking that week off, by the way, because
you already told me. You and fucking Savannah, I can't podcast because I gotta go watch a movie. You can't watch it on Thursday or Saturday.
No, I don't want. I'm gonna watch it on Thursday, and then I'm gonna I just want that week off because I might watch it again on Friday. So
This man said, I'm gonna go watch it twice in theaters. No, fuck that. I'm going not opening weekend because I'm hanging out with my friend that weekend anyways.
Mhm.
And because...
And with all of this
Mother's
time he
Day
wants
weekend.
to take off just for shits and giggles, you're easily going to be the new Pornhub Papi by 2023. So.
Exactly.
yeah.
So let's
definitely will.
fucking talk about this.
Okay.
So, there was a time when Vince stopped showing up for his job, basically, for Smackin It Raw.
He needed a mental health break, and we support mental health breaks.
We do. It's on the numbers are on the screen on the side. Thank you. But that's fine. We like that. Everyone needs a break. I had plenty when I was with Smack Raw. I get it. So like, Vince stepped away. I stepped in because I don't do anything on Friday nights because all of my friends are younger than me or live in a different state. So I'm not gonna do anything on a midnight on Friday because whatever. So I stepped up. And then at one time, I basically just said, I'm the Pornhub Papi now. And that
I remember what episode it was. It was the one where I was working overnights at my job, and I was at the gas station recording on the job, and you're like, I'm Pornhub Papi now, and you guys were joking about how like you were gonna kick me out of the call, and then to like continue the show for a few minutes and then bring me back in or some shit. But that's when it happened. I don't remember exact what episode, but it was that. It became a whole thing, and I petitioned to like not have it be a thing because it's my name that was given to me by Reek. But Reek let it snowball.
Exactly. So me basically doing the meme of like, I'm the captain now, of I'm the Pornhub Papi now. That's basically why I did it. But I was just like, you know what? I kind of like the ring of that. I'm the Pornhub Papi now. So Vince got all in his feels, all sad about it, all pissed. He's like, this is my nickname. Reek, do something. You're the one who gave me this nickname. And Reek said, nah, fuck that. Let's make it a competition for funsies. You know why? Because that's my advocate.
Competition was my idea.
Well, competition was Matt's idea, but he allowed it. So.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
And I will say, Matt was saying that, like, okay, well, Reek gave him the nickname. If Rick says, no, I gave Vince the nickname, it's not going to anybody else, I will just cancel the competition and we'll concede that Vince is Pornhub Papi. But Rick said, fuck it, let's do it. This shit's entertaining. This is going to be fun. And he's actually admitted to it that, like, it brings something to the show every week. I'm like, who's showing up? Is it Katie? Is it Vince? Who's going to have the lead of Pornhub Papi? And obviously, I can go 4 or 5 weeks in a row. But then that would be anticlimactic. The more weeks I take off, the more...
You can't go 4 or 5 weeks in a row because you just let us in on a fact that every other 2 weeks you have to take a day off because you made promises and outside commitments. Which brings me to fast forward to current day Smackin It Raw Pornhub Papi race, where Vince is up by 1 because last week he was not able to make the show. So Katie filled in, and this week Vince will not be on the show. I don't know when this is going to drop, but we'll just say this drops before episode 241. It probably won't, but 241, Katie will be on the show tying the race for Pornhub Papi. Now Vince has been in his feels again though, because I went over and did botched spots and chair shots, and on the show the host Will Gray called me his personal
just botched the intro altogether.
His personal Pornhub Papi, which Vince did not necessarily have an issue with. His issue came with a retweet of promoting the show that he did where he called me Pornhub Papi. Now, Vince says, well, if people read that, they're just going to call him that Pornhub Papi and not know any better. Katie didn't give a fuck because she knows she's going to win and she's just not all on her feels about it.
Confident.
I felt like if he says the Pornhub Papi and the people that actually give a fuck are going to go listen to the episode and then hear him introduce me as his personal Pornhub Papi in the show, and they're going to get it. So
see, this is how you know the title means more to me because Katie doesn't give a fuck. It's kind of like that one story where they say like where you have like the one toy or whatever, and like you trying to decide who gets the toy who owns possession of the toy, and then like I think like the mediator says, okay, well, we'll cut in half, and one person gets half of the toy and the other person gets the other half, and then the person that selfishly says, no, just give them the entire toy, I don't want to cut in half, that's the one that deserves it because it means more to them. That's what Pornhub Papi means to me. It means more to me. It has more sentimental value to me.
Instead of dividing the name up between you and Katie, we should just give it to Katie.
I'd rather Katie be called Pornhub Papi officially than Matt get any kind of Pornhub Papi consideration.
You heard it here first. I'm the Pornhub Papi.
No.
Which is hilarious because the only reason wrestling podcasts exist on Pornhub is because of
you.
Yeah, but I stand by my statement, Matt. I stand by my statement.
You don't want the person who invented wrestling podcasting on Pornhub to have anything to do with the title Pornhub Papi.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, it sounds 100%. A little fucking selfish.
It is. I won't dispute it, but I don't give a fuck.
But here's the thing: I'm what Reek once called me, the Prince of Pornhub. I'm the Warden Matt Ritter. I am the
you do have
patron saint of podcasting. I don't necessarily need to be the Pornhub Papi because when you invent something, you don't need to plaster it out there for the world to, see as a nickname. Like when people think of wrestling podcasting on Pornhub, they're going to think Matt Ritter. They're not going to think Pornhub Papi. They're not going to think anything else but Matt Ritter. And that's all I need.
See, by you saying that, you're just discrediting the Pornhub Papi title. By doing so, you devalue it to me and Katie. That's the way I'm taking it. You're devaluing the whole.
Literally taking so much offense at all this shit. Are you okay, Vince?
I mean,
as a principle of the damage,
I am devaluing it because the value of the Pornhub Papi name is a nickname for you. It is an identifier for you, but it does not in any way, shape, or form give you any credence, any ownership of what I have created, which is wrestling podcasting on Pornhub.
Which I never claimed. I just said I'm the Papi on Pornhub Papi.
Which is why I said I don't need the title Pornhub Papi because I made the shit. Without me, it doesn't exist.
Okay, then you go ahead and tell Will Gray to stop calling you Pornhub Papi, and then we don't have any issues.
Actually, I enjoy this, so I'm gonna allow it. I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay, Warden.
And again, I have no issue with it because I'm confident I'm going to win. And that fucking story you're telling about a toy, it being cut in half, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've heard the story of the two parents, or the two, mothers fighting over a child. And I don't remember. I think I heard this in English class, in high school.
It's some kind of shit, thing. But it's the same basis.
It's a weird thing. I don't know.
I just remember I was watching an episode of Reese's on Disney Channel or Toon Disney, and one of the kings that king of the Reese's playground thing was doing something like that.
Or
Recess.
Sound
like Reese's.
Did it sound like he said Reese's?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well, I meant Recess. There you go, Recess.
Show.
Fantastic show.
The Ashleys, stupid little bitches. Hated them. Fuck.
What was the dude that was a snitch?
Randall?
The dude that would always Randall. That's Benji. Weird. Benji's Randall.
I feel like I've compared him to Randall before. I feel like somebody has.
I was like Spinelli.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I fucks with the core group. Mm-hmm. Everyone else kind of sucked. The kindergartners were on some crack. Those kids were wild.
What was the main character's name?
Was it TJ or something?
Why was he a mini Fred Durst? Why did they just shrink Fred Durst down into a child and make him the focal point of the show? I don't understand.
I think Fred Durst was popping at the time.
Probably. They're like, oh, hey, rolling. Let's go.
Yeah. Maybe they were fans. Maybe Undertaker was core producer, executive producer. He's like Fred Durst, main character.
I highly doubt that.
It's a possibility. There's nothing that disproves
really
it.
It's
There's
possible,
nothing.
But is it
actually
plausible?
If you looked up IMDb, at the producers and Undertaker or Mark Calloway is not credited, that would 100%
Discredit everything.
take care of that. It discredit all of that.
I guess. I suppose. To be determined.
What do you mean to be determined? Mark Calloway wasn't a fucking producer on the children's show Recess on Disney.
He might have used an alias. You know, he could have always used an alias. You know, try to like save his Undertaker persona. You know, he's very like keen on saving the gimmick and keeping kayfabe alive. So you know, maybe he used an alias. We don't know that.
I can't with you. I just watched, so a while ago Matt gave me a list of horror movies I need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm through quite a bit of them. I just watched Last House on the Left. Now, I've seen parts of this movie before towards the beginning with like the motel.
The remake of Last House on the Left.
The remake from like 2000 something.
The original is by Wes Craven and it's from like I think the 70s.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, neither here nor there.
Remake. But
I've seen like everything before the car crash. I was kind of just sitting here just like, what the fuck? But
that was another one I gave you a disclaimer on. Just
you did.
like
You did.
Hills Have Eyes. I was like, listen.
Hills Have Eyes.
There's some shit.
Fucked me up. Not in a good way. Last House on the Left, I mean, I wasn't expecting, like, the parents to be, like, badasses. At all. That caught me so off guard. I was like, shit, okay.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You should watch it.
All right, so Last House on the Left. First off, if you go watch this movie, trigger warning.
Very big trigger warning.
The main girl is assaulted in the woods with her friend by 3 robbers / just low life scumbags.
Yep.
Jesus.
And she is left for dead. She is found by her parents. These scumbags then stumble upon her house, not knowing it's her house, looking for a place to stay because of a storm. The parents find out that these people did this to their daughter. They find out that the girl is still alive. And then the end of the movie ensues with the parents fucking these 3 dudes up.
Oh, that sounds
time.
That sounds like a fantastic movie. That sounds like a really good movie to watch.
It was...
Yeah. Parents. The microwave.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, it's not over? Why isn't it over? And then that.
And I feel like I know that girl from something. Like, wasn't she on the Disney Channel? Wasn't she like
Sarah Paxton? Like the main
Yeah.
girl?
Yeah.
She was in Aquamarine.
There we go. That's what it was. So go figure, like, she was a swimmer.
She's a swimmer and she's a fucking
And
mermaid in Aquamarine. That
Mermaid
all makes
Disney
sense.
movie. Yeah.
What a correlation. You know what? Good job, guys. But
Good job.
Which one am I watching next? I think I'm gonna do Ready or Not next. I haven't decided.
That's a fun one. That'll also, like, it's not gonna fuck you up, but like, you're just not gonna expect the ride that movie takes you on.
Excited.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
I don't think.
I was gonna say, because this was discussed when I was on Young Kings Wrestling not that long ago. I have seen movies before I met Matt and Reek. I'm specifying that now. Fuck you. I have. I don't know. There were some on that list I haven't seen or didn't watch for reasons. But now here we are. I've seen a shit ton of movies. Whatever. Because Reek has insinuated I'd never seen fucking Scarface. And I have. And I was pissed.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Katie, I feel like I'm in a similar boat where like I haven't watched some films and people think I just don't watch movies. I just like watch certain movies, or I just haven't I haven't watched like a lot of like the scary, like the horror films that Matt probably watches because he's a horror like fanatic. I probably like the only horror films I've watched was probably like the Saw franchise and like maybe like the Paranormal Activity franchise, and that's about it. The Chucky franchise, that's about it. Those are the three horror like film franchises that I've ever watched. I've never actually watched Scarface, so that's actually a tidbit that might like get people to dislike me a little bit. But I've never actually watched
White
Scarface.
over here. I cannot wait for Benji to hear that and just the shit you're gonna get in the group chat.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. I haven't look.
He said, "I don't care."
I don't care. I've never watched Scarface. It's fine.
Have you seen Selena?
Yeah, I've watched Selena multiple times.
Okay.
I've watched it. I actually prefer it in Spanish as opposed to the English version.
Okay. All right.
Say what?
All right.
I don't know. To be fair, I watched it. I think it was either on Telemundo or Univision. It would always be on the Spanish version, so I just got accustomed to the Spanish version.
Well, that makes sense.
Chucky. Yeah. So that's kind of why.
Oh,
Like with
God.
Coco. When I watch Coco, I always watch Coco in Spanish as opposed to English.
I love Coco.
It hits different in Spanish. It just
I'm sorry, I can't.
it already pulls on the heart. I can't either. He probably watched Coco in Spanish too. We don't know.
I don't think it would. I don't think Chucky would watch Coco.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like Chucky is multi versatile. I feel like he has depth to him.
This Chucky?
Sure,
All right.
why not?
Since I've never got to talk about this before, and Vince kind of brought this up,
Okay.
I
Sure.
want to address. Do you remember when the Chucky TV series was on and everyone was like, "Oh, Chucky's mentoring a gay kid, so he's so much more inclusive because Michael Myers murdered the gays"? Like that whole conversation that happened.
I remember this conversation.
No.
Yeah.
I don't recall this conversation whatsoever.
That's not surprising.
You guys watched a TV show about a character that you know absolutely nothing about, because Chucky is nowhere near as LGBTQI friendly plus friendly or fucking any way, shape, or form sympathetic to any causes. I mean, did you watch Seed of Chucky?
Yeah.
Do you understand the whole premise of Seed of Chucky is the exact opposite of what you guys are saying he is?
And when he says
Well, by you
he
guys,
doesn't mean me and Vince.
Yeah.
I don't
okay.
mean you two specifically. I'm talking to the audience who was like watching this and who was like, "Oh, he's hanging out with that gay kid, so he must love everyone." And it's like, no, that's not him. And Michael Myers killed everyone. Michael Myers did not discriminate. He was the least discriminatory. He didn't pick people out. He just murdered you. And it just so happened that two gay guys lived in his house and then they got it because they moved into his house.
Big
It
John
was
Little
not,
John.
he did not target Big John and Little John for being gay. This was not an attack on them. And I don't understand where that narrative came from. You guys are fucking weird.
Yeah. Listen, as someone who's in that community, I didn't fucking care. I thought the characters of Big John and Little John were funny. But I didn't care they were gay. I knew Michael was gonna kill him. He was like, "This is my fucking house, bro." Dead. Right
As a Michael Myers fan, that narrative that came out bugged the shit out of me, and I've been waiting for somewhere to talk about it. And Vince gave me the
there you go.
open
Well, I'm
door,
glad.
so.
I'm glad I was able to give you the avenue to talk about that, man.
Yeah, this is a safe space. Yeah.
It's a space.
Also, Chucky
Michael-
season 2. Can't wait for that to come out. Very
Yep,
excited.
that'll be good.
I haven't watched the TV show. That I
The
have to
TV
watch.
show's good.
Is it?
Was not expecting F's to be dropped on like USA Network. Caught
Right.
me off guard. I was like, they said this.
What threw me off was the design of the new doll. Was like, it looks kind of lame. You know, it kind of threw me off. But what got me on board was when he was doing like commentary for NXT, and I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, okay, this is a fun. And I think Matt even talked about it on Smackin It Raw. I was like, they're combining two things that I love: horror and wrestling. And it's like, you know what? That's one way to get me invested into the show. I just haven't had a chance to like go ahead and binge it, but I'll probably go ahead and check it out.
It's good.
Chucky's cool. I like
We
Chucky.
fucks with Chucky. And Jennifer Tilly.
Shout out to
I don't know if you know this, but in that app with all those movies,
Mm-hmm.
there is a TV show section.
Is there?
what app?
Yeah, you don't have the don't worry about it.
Hey, shush. The adults
Not
are
a thing.
talking.
If you go look at TV shows instead of movies, and it might be under my whatever. All 3 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead is in there, and that show is fucking awesome.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And I think all of Game of Thrones is in there too.
Interesting.
I don't know if I can flex with Game of Thrones. Like, part of me wants to, and then part of me's just like, I don't know. That's another commitment.
Game of Thrones is my shit. Game of Thrones. Oh, that's a huge commitment, but it will absorb your life.
I don't know if I can handle that right now. I need to watch Sucker Punch. Do you remember that movie?
I have it. It's there.
I know. I looked for it the other day, and I almost watched it. I'm gonna watch it this week because I like forgot about the movie, and then again, the obsession with Oscar Isaac has become real. So I was just, YouTubing things of him and Pedro Pascal.
He's a fucking scumbag in that movie, though.
I know, but he can sing, and that song has been stuck in my fucking head. And I didn't realize, like...
That's why you like Machine Gun Kelly, because he's a scumbag, but he can sing?
No.
But you like Machine Gun Kelly?
Like pop punk music. So, like, it's not...
So you like new Machine Gun Kelly?
New Machine Gun Kelly's better than old Machine Gun Kelly. But Machine Gun Kelly's not my fucking favorite by a long shot.
Did you guys know that? Favorite? I just said that you liked
it. Did you knew that he's gonna be in the new WWE game? And he's in 2K22?
Oh, I know, because he's in all the fucking commercials they would play for it.
Well, now that Matt Ritter exists on WWE 2K22, which you guys can download by using hashtag SRW, not only by taking him and wrecking Matt Riddle, which you should go do, you can also take him and wreck Machine Gun Kelly, which I will be doing as soon as that is released. I'm going to fuck that dude up so bad.
Are you going to fuck up Jake? Is it Jake Paul or is it?
He's in the game? Fuck yeah.
Logan Paul. There you go. Logan Paul. Yeah. Logan Paul's going to be in the game
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I always get them mixed up. I'm not sure which is which.
Well, they're both scumbag YouTubers. Logan, the older one, happened to just be the bigger of the scumbags, I feel. But none of my business.
Yeah.
They have a fucking...
All I know is that he's the one that had like that love tap match with Floyd Mayweather. And that's about it.
The one where Mayweather knocked him out and then carried him through like the rest of the match because he got paid to.
Yeah, like I like how they made memes and TikToks where it was like he was like dancing like formal like Mexican dances with him. It was hilarious. It's a fun thing.
Dude, Twitter was a shit show after that happened.
That was funny.
My God.
Did you have other subjects you wanted to talk about that we got like way sidetracked on?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Because you're like, what are you guys watching? And then like we went way off the rails.
That's okay. Like
I think that was the point. Just to get us to like a baseline.
Gets the conversation flowing.
There you go.
And that's usually just my
I don't know if there were other questions
anyways. Because again, we always talk about wrestling. So outside of wrestling, what everyone likes to watch and do and whatever.
And we can't talk about basketball. So
No.
Also, I've been watching Star Trek Picard and Halo. And I don't know how I feel about Halo.
I've heard mixed reviews about Halo.
The TV show?
Yes.
I enjoyed the first 4 games. I have not played Halo 5 or Halo Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So like the whole thing about Halo is you never find out who the main character is. Like you never see his face.
Yeah, you never see Master Chief.
And they show you his fucking face in the very first episode of the show, and it's like, plus, and I was turned off by this. The producer said that he did not pay any attention to the story of the game when writing the show.
What the fuck?
He did not concern himself with the story of the game when writing the show, and I'm like,
what's the point?
Why would you not? What?
Yeah, so, and it definitely has nothing to do with the game yet. So, I mean, kind of, but not really. Like, it's not following any sort of video game arc. It's just he knows the names of the characters and the weapons and the locations.
Okay. Interesting. I guess.
No,
I've never had an Xbox, any single Xbox console, so I never played Halo. And I suck at first-person shooters or third-person shoot. Yeah, I was stuck at shooting games, period. So I've never owned a single shooting game.
Resident Evil, I got you. Someone let me in.
Gears of War is my
ham.
shit.
Gears of War.
I can't do it. I can't do any shooting games like whatsoever. It has to be like fighting games or like sports games or like racing games or like Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm not the best, but I love Mortal Kombat. That's what we need to do. Is we need to have a cafeteria game night and we do Mortal Kombat. That's what we'll do.
I'm in.
Mortal Kombat.
I'd be down for that.
I did
get Mortal Kombat 11 for the PlayStation because I have it for the Xbox, and I don't think it's cross-platform. If it was,
I don't think it is.
That'd be dope.
It did suggest Gang Beasts because I think that's cross-platform between PS5 and PS4, or at least you can at least play the PS4 version on your PS5. So that would allow Jizzy and I to play with you guys on PS4, and it's like a $10-20 game. So
see,
it's
you
fun.
can't
to buy
say
games.
$10 or $20. Like
it's either $10. It's either $10 or it's either $20. Either way, I think it's not that crazy of an expense. You know, I spend like $18 when I go to Portillo's. You know, that's a game right there.
I've been playing Final Fantasy, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins recently since I got the Series X, and I've been enjoying the shit out of that. That's been fun. I like Final Fantasy. I also, since we were talking about fighting games, a game series that I absolutely love that's just something to put on and just have a blast while doing. You can follow the story if you want or not. Anything Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors, because literally you get a character and you just go through and you murder thousands of like no-name soldiers as you're going to reach the objective. I just put on music and just slaughter people for hours from stage to stage. Absolutely love it.
That sounds fun. Game wise, I believe it or not, I actually like dusted off my Nintendo 64 and I went to go buy a new AV cable and I bought an HDMI. What was that?
It's my Switch.
Okay, but I'm talking about my Nintendo 64, and I've been playing Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2, I've been playing Pokemon Snap, I've been playing WWF No Mercy, WWF WrestleMania 2000, I've been playing Smash Bros, and Mario Kart 64. So I've been reliving my childhood playing my 64. Okay.
I can't read anything. I see Pokemon, that's all I can see.
Yeah, that's all he's playing on his Switch.
That's all I
play.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the second game on that list. It was Arceus,
it was too small.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And then it was Home. Oh, they just released new maps for Mario Kart.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your favorite minigame in Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2?
In 1, it's probably the Magikarp one where you just like pew pew.
Are you
pew,
fucking kidding me?
Pew.
You like the Magikarp? No, that game's the worst. Are you kidding?
Oh no! It's not that one. It's the one with the lickitungs where you go in like eating everything up and yeah. That's my favorite one. And then and then man, Kitty, man, like shit. I'm impressed. For Pokemon Stadium 2, I think it's either the Hitmotop like Beyblade thingy, or it's the Scyther like chop game.
See,
if you know which one.
I like have vague memory. I remember more of 1 than 2. But 1 Clefairy, because like that's a memory game. Like I fucks with Clefairy. And I think that's the one with Hypno.
Yes, the Hypno one.
Dude, because then I just start fucking spamming it, and I just pray I'm the last one to win. I used to play that all the time with my cousins. I love Pokemon Stadium.
It's the best. It's like that's Pokemon Stadiums. Those two games were probably like one of the best games to have for the 64, especially if you had 4 controllers. Game night with a 64 Pokemon Stadium, it was a blast. I
never owned a 64.
My cousins owned it. That's the only reason I owned it.
I have also never played any main series games for Pokemon outside of, and I don't even remember, like I broke my ankle when I was 19 and I was laid up for like 6 months with a broken ankle. And I borrowed my buddy's GameCube and I played Pokemon XD on the GameCube.
Nice.
That is the only non-main series Pokemon game. So I mean, obviously, like Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee,
Yeah.
remake shit like that, Pokemon Go. But that is the only non-main series Pokemon game I've ever played.
A random non-Pokemon main series Pokemon game that I played was Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy Advance SP, where it was like the Gen 3 Pokemon. It was just literally just pinball. It's a
Oh
random.
no, that's not true. There was that fighting game that I have for the Switch.
Oh,
It's a
Pokken Tournament.
Yes, I got that. I didn't play very much of it, but I have it.
Is it good? Because I was looking into getting it.
I mean, I wasn't feeling it enough to like really play it. Like I played it for maybe a week, and then I had kind of moved on.
That's kind of how I felt about like what was it? WWE Battlegrounds. A friend of mine got it for me for Christmas as a Secret Santa. God bless his soul. He was trying to get me a nice present because he knew I like wrestling, and I didn't have enough games for the Switch. But it was just a bad game. It was not a good game. You have to there was so many microtransactions to even unlock characters. It was trash.
Sounds like a terrible time.
Terrible time.
You know what's not gonna be a terrible time? Playing this game that I'm about to play with both of you. Hey, transition.
Look at that smooth transition.
This game, forewarning, was Matt's idea. He hit me up the one day. He was like, "Hey, here's an idea for either in the crowd or just the show itself. Do like a know your co-host kind of thing."
So I don't remember what I was watching or what was going on, but basically I had the idea of like kind of doing like what the fuck was that show with the
Newlyweds?
The Newlyweds game.
Yeah.
But with friends, co-hosts, people, just to see how I'm like that would, because you were talking about trying to find another show to do outside of Inside the Mind of and In the Crowd and the ShElite Showcase. And I'm like, this might be a fun side thing. And you're like, actually, I want to revamp In the Crowd. That might work for my revamp of In the Crowd. I'm like,
yeah,
hey, I'm just an idea guy. I'm not going to do anything with it. So take it and run with it. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. And this is the debut of that was, I don't even know how long ago it was at this point.
I think that was like because you guys were talking about like February stuff when I rewatched it the other day. I don't remember when you dropped it, but it was like you guys were talking like it was February.
It was early March. I want to say it was early March.
Because I originally wanted to do it like in January after the Rumble, because one of their questions was, "What's your favorite Royal Rumble?" Because TC always talks about how O2 is his, so.
Right.
You were supposed to do it the day of the Super Bowl, which was in February, and they both forgot that the Super Bowl was happening.
Yes.
And then it was like 3 weeks after the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Jesus.
I remember that argument. I remember hearing about that.
Wow.
Yes, because that day we also did Young Kings Wrestling, so it was just back to back.
Gotcha.
Also, did you guys hear that loud ass train on my
No.
end?
No.
It scared the shit out of me. I've never heard one that loud. It's 2 a.m. What is going on? Jesus.
Hey, train's got to run, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Pittsburgh does.
Well, I have 2 sets of tracks.
Calm down, Braun Strowman.
All right, fuck you. How dare you?
I was gonna make a Braun Strowman joke when she mentioned, "Did you guys hear that train?" I'm like, no, I did not hear Braun Strowman.
I hate both of you equally.
It's okay.
So, the premise of this is I asked both of them 10 questions, and I have their answers. Vince decided to be cheeky and give multiple answers for like 6 of them. So, if Matt gets multiple answers, then Matt gets multiple points. That's on Vince. We talked about it. He didn't want to change it. He didn't want to single it. So,
well, to be fair, it's because like you were some of these answers. I'm like, I don't really have a solid answer for some of these. Some of these are just like a 2 answer, a multiple choice answer, you know, type of question.
I guess so, but
it just turned out that way. Regardless, Matt has multiple has like cracks at bat, you know. He has
he can get
multiple attempts.
Answers.
Yeah.
But
did Matt give you multiple answers for any of these?
No.
Interesting.
Because when something is my favorite or something is, for me, it's one thing. It's one. It's not multiple. There aren't multiple goats.
Oh,
There aren't multiple favorites. The favorite is the favorite.
Okay. All right.
Now there are subcategories,
Yes.
but
Okay. All right.
one tops everything, and that's the Undertaker.
Okay. All right. All righty. I suppose.
That's your one and true favorite. I'll let you go. All right. So who wants to go first? I'll let you guys decide.
Let Vince go
yourselves.
first. I want Vince to go first.
So you want him to guess your answer first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Vince. What is Matt's favorite movie of all time?
Okay. So I have two questions beforehand. Do I have to nail down a specific movie or can I say a franchise?
If you think it's a franchise, I will give you franchise.
Okay. All right. Obviously, it's got to be horror. Just look at this man's background. I was torn between two franchises. I'm going to end up saying just Halloween. I don't have a specific movie in general, but I'm just going to say Halloween.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are incorrect. Matt,
Damn it.
what is your favorite movie of all time?
1993's Western Tombstone featuring Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday, which is the name or the middle name of my daughter. I named her after my favorite character in my favorite movie.
Fucking iconic.
How would I have ever guessed that, man?
He's talked about
Because
it.
I've said it multiple times that Halloween is my favorite horror franchise, but Tombstone is my favorite movie. The Undertaker's finisher is named after my favorite movie. Talked about it plenty of times.
It has been talked about.
I don't recall.
That just proves you don't listen.
As a matter of fact, you said you listened to the show that I did with Will, right?
Yes.
Actually, no, that wasn't. It was the one I did with Maddie Daddy. I think I might have talked about it with Will too, but I specifically have said very recently that The Undertaker is the perfect character for me because he combines both my favorite horror movie characters in Jason and Michael Myers, but he was also an old Western mortician, and my favorite movie is Tombstone. On multiple podcasts recently.
Might have, if you did mention that on the podcast
He
with
was
Will,
just too
I might
bitter
have
to
missed it.
listen.
Possibly. All right.
It was definitely on Maddie Daddy when I did the Maddie Daddy show.
I did not listen to that one, so that one I didn't listen to.
So, Matt, what is Vince's favorite movie of all time?
Toy Story.
Not even close, man.
Honestly, I had two in mind. One was Toy Story and one was Into the Spider-Verse, and I decided to go Toy Story. So, Toy Story.
Vince, what are the two answers you gave me?
I believe I gave you Into the Spider-Verse or the Harry Potter franchise because I couldn't select any Harry Potter.
So technically, since I said Into the Spider-Verse, I do get 1 point, right?
No, because your final answer was Toy Story.
Yeah, but you gave multiple answers. So if I said your favorite is this, and I said I had two choices, and I listed both choices, and I went with Toy Story, technically I had one of your favorite movies. But you
didn't say Spider-Verse.
You didn't give one movie. You gave you gave 7 movies. You gave 8 movies. You gave 8 fucking movies, and I got one of them right.
Okay.
When I said I had two choices.
So okay, listen. The way I interpreted it, and Katie can take this whichever way she wants. This is her show. But the way I interpreted it was, I have 2 choices. If Matt gets one of them, he has a chance to go ahead and guess the other one as well. But you said Into the Spider-Verse or Toy Story. And you said, I'm going to go with Toy Story. You didn't officially make Spider-Verse your choice, meaning that you didn't get the point. That's the way I interpret it. But
technically what I said was Toy Story. She said, is that your final answer? And I said I had 2 options, and I went with Toy Story.
So you don't get the point because you went with Toy Story.
But if I had gotten a second guess, because you gave multiple answers, my second guess would have been Into the Spider-Verse, and I would have got the point.
I don't know, Kitty. How do you want to handle it?
I mean, he did say Into the Spider-Verse was one of his 2 choices, and since you, I mean, I think I gotta give him a point.
Movies.
I mean, you did choose like a lot of
Well, yeah, like because like the way I thought, like I said, like my thought process was like, okay, he's either gonna say Harry Potter or he's gonna say a Spider-Man movie. If I want to be specific, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. But with Harry Potter, I just mention the Harry Potter movie. I'll give Matt the point. I don't give a fuck. But
I don't know why I thought Toy Story, by the way. That just popped
yeah,
in my head.
why?
It was literally the first thing that popped in my
That
head.
was so out of left field. Like I even said, not even close. And then you're still like, I'm gonna go with that. This is why I don't want to give it to him because like he said Toy Story, and I uttered not even close. And it's like, yeah, because my thought process was either Spider-Verse or Toy Story, and he still said Toy Story after I said not even close to Toy Story.
I didn't still say Toy Story. I said I went with Toy Story, which is exactly what I did. I said I had two choices, and I went with Toy Story.
Okay,
that
so
is what I said.
I don't think he should get the point. I think he was right on the.
Katie's scoring. It's up to her.
Yeah, and it's up to Katie, but I don't think he should get the point.
I'm gonna give it to him.
All right, fair enough.
Now, next time, Vince, don't utter anything before I say final answer.
But he still said Toy Story.
I understand that.
He still went with Toy Story. You asked final answer. He still said Toy Story.
I don't think he probably heard me because you talked over me.
I don't. Well, I'm gonna just
sip your thing. Matt. Next, we're on the next question, by the way.
Okay.
Who are Vince's 3 favorite female wrestlers of all time?
China, Sasha Banks, and I really want to say Aaliyah, but I know it's not Aaliyah. That's just to fuck with Vince. China, Sasha Banks, and I'm gonna go with Victoria.
You got one right, Vince.
Really?
Do you know yours, or do you want me to tell him?
I know which ones they are, and I'm surprised he mentioned. I get why he would say China because I like Eddie, so he assumed that I like China because she was Eddie's mamacita, but no, she's not even in my top 5, top 3. Victoria, just kind of weird guess, but it's Sasha Banks, Io Shirai, and Nikki Bella.
I should have known Io Shirai. Nikki Bella, I probably wouldn't have got. I think I said Victoria because I've listened to Katie and Reek sing Victoria's praises a lot recently, and I just had that in my head.
Maybe
that's
probably
more than likely. Yeah,
she had a restaurant here in Chicago, so that I've been to. So like,
I had that experience there. Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Vince, Matt's 3 favorite female wrestlers of all time.
So to clarify, he has 2 points. I have 0 currently.
No, he has 1 because I'm not giving him a point for just Sasha.
Oh, so you have to guess all 3?
If you get 2 out of the 3, I'll give you a point.
Okay. Do I get an extra point if I guess all 3?
No.
Okay. Lita. It's Lita because he just had a thing for Lita back in the day. Shotzi Blackheart because that's his current favorite women's wrestler. And Paige because that was his first women's wrestler that he liked outside of the Divas era.
You get a point. You got 2. Who's your third, Matt?
I don't remember what I sent you, to be honest with you.
You said Alexa.
Oh, yeah, I did say Alexa.
Alexa was in there. Wait, so who did I get wrong? Was it Lita? Or was it Paige?
You got it was Paige was wrong. You got Lita and Shotzi.
Yep. And it was Alexa.
And he said Alexa instead of Paige.
Okay. I was torn between I originally had Alexa in here, but I switched it out with Paige just because I was like, oh, he did mention that he liked Paige like when she came into the business. She's like, she was the first woman wrestler that I liked, like for her in-ring style, other than just like her like whole appeal, you know. And then before that was like Lita and stuff. So I remembered that, so that's why I kind of went with Paige.
First one that got me into women's wrestling, but
that's what I meant to say.
Alexa strikes a different chord for me. She's got
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
I know. I still get the point though. So
you still get
I
points.
count
So
that as a win.
you guys are tied, 1 apiece right now.
1-1.
1-1. Don't worry, I'm keeping track. So, Vince.
Yes.
What is Matt's biggest fear?
Getting a cavity search without lube.
Is that your final
answer?
answer?
Last on a Saturday.
No, that's not my final answer. I had no idea because like this is not like to gas up Matt, but Matt doesn't really strike me as someone that has too many fears. I'm guessing like I have like I guess like a fear of failure. Like it's all I came up with.
Is that your final answer?
Sure. Just because I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Wrong, Matt.
I believe I told you fear of losing a loved one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about just now. As I was thinking about it, I'm like something like happening to like either his daughter or his wife. It's like God forbid.
Also, super awkward question. Like when I'm thinking like, what am I afraid of? I'm like, this is gonna play out really weird on the show.
Yeah.
Like,
Why do you say
tone
that?
killer for sure. I just feel like talking about like me being afraid of someone I love dying is kind of like a tone killer for a game show.
I mean,
But that was the best thing I had was like, if I'm really afraid of something, that's what it is. But
I mean, it's
I
a
wanted
real
it to be
answer
something
though.
fun, like spiders or getting raped by a ghost. But like, no, it's
It's real though, man. This is a safe space. It doesn't derail the show.
my biggest fear is being Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters. Like,
That's why I want to answer like get in the cavity shovel. I'm sorry. Get in the cavity search without lube because I thought that'd be funny. That sounds like something you'd say. I don't know.
Matt, what's Vince's biggest fear?
If he answers one answer, I'm gonna call him Karen DeVille. There's one answer he can answer that will be a low blow, but that's not my answer, and I will really judge Matt if he does say something.
what did you think I was gonna say? Like being deported? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I was like,
Wow.
Matt. I was like, Matt. There's no filter with you, Matt. And we know each other well enough that you can make that joke, and I won't take it to the left titty.
Damn.
His biggest fear is being white.
Final answer?
No, I'm gonna go with spiders. I feel like that's a more reasonable answer than being white.
Have a spider tattooed on me. Why would I be afraid of it?
I mean, I have a shit ton of people that scared the shit out of me growing up, tattooed all over my body. So maybe it's a way to control fear.
It is not spiders. Vince, what 2 answers did you give me for this one?
Well, it's the same answer. It's like fear of heights / falling. You know, like it's that. It's always been that. It's always like heights. Just always like weird me out.
Couldn't be me. I've climbed a mountain. I do roller coasters. So, no fear.
Nah,
Just
I
kidding,
can't
I'm
look
terrible.
out. I can't look out a third story building out the window and not feel a little like shakes
Damn.
initially. Yeah, like
It's
I
like-
can look. Like I can look out, but like if I stick my head out, I feel like I'm starting to
Were
tremble.
you dropped as a child or something? Like, I feel like this is.
I would hope not.
deep-rooted.
I would hope not, man.
They didn't blanket you, did they? Just like hold you off a
Oh.
balcony as a baby and hang on to that fear.
You're assuming they had balconies in Mexico, where I grew up.
They have. Listen,
Balls on
Where
the-
I grew up.
I know for a fact because my mother-in-law, my father-in-law lived in Mexico, and my wife went down there. That there are houses in Mexico that are constantly under construction because as long as they're under construction, they cannot charge for the additions to the house. So there very well could be a balcony.
Yeah, not where I grew up. Not where I grew up. There was one floor, and that was it. That's about it. Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. It's always been there.
I don't know. I didn't get a degree in psychology, so I couldn't tell you. I got kicked out of that program. Matt, what is Vince's go-to karaoke song? You guys aren't going to get each other's. I already know. So, like, this is just going to be fun for me to watch.
Booker T by Bad Bunny.
I knew he
Final
was gonna
answer.
go with some.
Final answer.
Wrong. Vince, what 2 answers did you give me?
Well, I put originally just a one answer, and it was "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. Was my go-to karaoke song because it actually is. Like, I think it was like ever since like The Rock did it on like that karaoke TV show. I'm like,
Lip
yo,
Sync
it's
Battle.
kind of Lip Sync Battle. That's what it was. But it was a good show. It's been my song, but then I thought about like what I normally sing. So like whenever I'm driving around or just like in the shower or something, it's like something Vicente Fernandez. So like I figured like maybe Matt would guess like one of the most like popular Mexican artists that shares a name with me would be a karaoke song, but
I don't even know what the fuck you just said.
you don't know who Vicente Fernandez is?
No.
I feel like
What?
doesn't Fluffy talk about him in his stand-up?
Yeah.
I knew when
He
you
does.
when you typed the name, I was like, why does that sound familiar to me?
That's like you ask any Latino or ask any Mexican and they know who Vicente Fernandez is. He's like our Elvis, I guess, but bigger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Vince, Matt's go-to karaoke song.
Don't Stop Believing. I don't fucking know.
Wow.
Final
fucking
answer?
know.
Wow.
I
You
don't-
have listened to how much of my musical library and you went with the whitest song you could find? Like, don't get me wrong. My answer is really fucking white.
Really?
But you went with
No.
like the most generic white person song you could think of?
That was
No,
Drake's
no,
answer,
I'm
by the
just
way.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
I actually didn't have an answer for this question whatsoever. In my head, I'm like, I know he likes hip hop, he likes rap. I know he might like some like heavy metal rock or something. I have no idea, but like I don't know if they're karaoke songs whatsoever. I'm just gonna say Lollipop by Lil Wayne and make that official.
Well, you are wrong, and boy, is his answer gonna surprise you, Matt.
You're right. I do like all that. However, I don't feel like I can perform any of that, especially rap. Not in, like in my 20s.
Which was my
In my
thought
20s, I
process.
absolutely in my car thought I could, and it probably would have been something by Young Jeezy. However,
Soul Survivor.
I love that song.
growing up, my grandmother loved country music, specifically Garth Brooks, and one of her favorite songs was "Papa Love Mama," which I've been singing since I was a child, and it is
Interesting.
one of the only songs that I feel Garth Brooks is really the only artist I feel like I do any justice when I do any sort of singing in the car or karaoke.
When you do?
So, when I do.
See, I was just gonna
Really,
like
so-
let it roll off, but no, you had to make the joke.
I
Garth
have a
Brooks,
child
Papa Love
like
Mama.
Yep, that is.
I've never actually heard the song, man. I know of Garth.
I'm not surprised.
Brooks.
Most people probably haven't, unless you're a Garth Brooks fan.
No, man, I would have never guessed that. Like, this was the one question. This and the fear one is like your biggest fear. I was like, I have no idea what this man would answer. So I thought it just like I know what he likes. I just don't know what it'd be his go-to karaoke song.
That's okay.
But yeah. So where are we at in the points?
I'm pretty sure it's still 1-1.
You're still tied 1-1. You guys talked so much shit about, or I'm sorry, Vince talked so much shit about beating Young Kings and their points.
Well, I wanted to because I thought we would, but clearly we don't know each other as well as we.
It's okay.
I feel like
we're only
towards.
on
I
question
feel like
5.
towards the end. I feel like towards the end we might catch up. We might catch up. We still got like 6 questions to go.
Yeah,
and I feel like this.
we're only going on to question 5. It's okay, guys. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All
It's
right.
okay, Vince. Matt's fine. It's okay, Vince.
No.
Relax.
It's a personal battle.
Split this down in half, baby. Let's go.
So, Matt, besides Smackin It Raw, what is Vince's favorite podcast?
And I changed this one recently. I
Yes.
changed this one, so Matt should get this one.
And this is one of... Okay, this is like his third one that has 2 answers.
Young Kings Wrestling.
Final answer.
Yep.
No.
TC and Reek are going to be pissed.
They're gonna be pissed. So Vince, tell him what your original answer was, and then your 2 that you changed it to.
So my original answer was no. It's a basketball podcast. It's called No Dunks. I've been listening to them since they've been rebranded each other so many times, but I haven't really listened to them recently. I've been mostly listening to ShElite Showcase every single week. So my answer was ShElite
wow.
Showcase, and
They might not be so mad.
So ShElite Showcase was my answer because I really sat there and thought about it. I'm like, what's the podcast I listen to all the time? I was like, it's ShElite. I listen to ShElite the live stream every single week. I may not listen to the entire show, but because of work and everything. But then I also wrote down Get Show because I figured he might say Get Show podcast. He might guess Get Show because we've been on Get Show and I love Get Show.
I understand that. I just don't consider them a podcast anymore.
Fair.
Everyone but Justin is basically retired. So like,
Garn pops up occasionally. I'm on their latest one, and that was like 3 weeks ago. So
yeah.
Listen, I'm just happy ShElite was an answer for somebody. So thank you.
It's okay, Justin. You've got a home with us anytime you want. You know that.
Yeah, basically.
We'll give you an outlet.
He's an honorary member of the SOS Society on Spit or Swallow, so there's that.
SOS.
I don't think he's an honorary member. I think he's just a member.
Him, you, and Benji are the only 3 members.
Well, you can join the SOS Society. Just use the hashtag Spit or Swallow and join in the conversation.
You can plug your show at the end, sir. Stop it.
Okay.
Vince, besides Smackin It Raw, what is Matt's favorite podcast?
Okay. So I have 3 possibilities.
You can pick one because he only has one answer.
I know, but I'm just saying I have 3 possibilities. There's the one that he's always in the live chat for, the one that he has a hard on for, and the one that he always quotes on the podcast. So it's either one of the 3. I know he listens to Busted Open with Bully Ray a lot, and he always
not anymore.
But thank you. That narrows things down for me. I'm gonna say
you're not gonna get it right, so I will narrow it down all you want.
I'm gonna okay. Well, my guess is the Apron Boom Pop podcast with Pretty Kyle. Final answer.
Wrong, sir. Matt?
My favorite podcast outside of Smackin It Raw is the Havoc Hour.
What? It wasn't even in consideration for me.
I know it wasn't. And do you know why it is the Havoc Hour?
Because you're always talking about horror films on it, which is what you've always said. If you weren't doing a wrestling podcast, you'd be doing a horror film podcast.
So then, if you knew that about him, you should have known his answer was going to be Havoc Hour.
Because there hasn't been a Havoc Hour in 2022.
On it.
So
I've been trying.
He's got a new work schedule. I'll play his advocate for once. He's got a new work schedule. If
Get Your Podcast can be considered as a podcast, even though they released an episode like 3 weeks ago, Havoc Hour hasn't been a podcast in a few weeks.
To be fair, I didn't say that they couldn't be considered podcasts. I just said I didn't consider them because I personally don't consider them a podcast.
Well, that's why I didn't consider Havoc Hour, because I'm like, he hasn't released anything recently. So I went with. So my options was ShElite Showcase because he's always in the live chat every single week. And either Busted Open Radio because he always talks about Busted Open Radio on
I haven't done that in a long time
on the Smackin It Raw podcast, and then the other one is like the Apron Bump podcast because he has a hard on for Pretty Kyle. So
because all of those shows minus Busted Open, which I haven't listened to in months, are fucking awesome. Which is why I'm there and I talk about them.
Yeah, exactly. So all of them would have been.
I'm honestly surprised Young Kings Wrestling wasn't on that list. When you said the one I talk about all the time, I assumed the third one was Young Kings Wrestling.
Because you literally talk about Young Kings every episode.
You literally play there. I don't know. Like I didn't have them on here because I thought you just have more of a hard on for Apron Bump and Pretty Kyle, and then you're like always in the chat with ShElite. Like that's why they were in consideration. And then
let's call a spade a spade. 9 times out of 10, Matt is the only person in the live chat for my fucking show. So let's just call that. Let's just say that.
Well,
Matt's my MVP.
I'm there, but sometimes I'm not in the chat because I can't text and drive, or I can't text and work. So I have it in the background.
You're not Justin. You don't want to endanger people on the roads.
Shout out to Justin.
And
for endangering people like
Sunny. Go listen to all of the old Get Your Podcast episodes because they are awesome, and I pray for a return.
I think they're trying to get something together soon. I'm trying to get all of them to do one of these. So it's gonna be.
If you get that, you get a gold star. You get a gold star for that. You get the award of the year, podcaster of the year.
I was already rookie of the year last year, so keep up.
There you go,
folks.
Looking like Bad Bunny at the Grammys, getting all the
Yeah, no, my
awards.
favorite podcast is the Havoc Hour because there I get to discuss as well as listen to people discuss horror movies, which is what I would be talking about if I wasn't talking about wrestling.
And
So,
Star Wars.
Honestly,
And Star Wars.
yeah, it's yeah. Honestly, especially listening to your Inside the Mind of like that should have been the easy answer, but he just had it like there hasn't been any Havoc Hour like recent episodes that like it was out of my mind.
I
And
feel
then
like
his
we've been talking about it in the group chat too about doing another episode.
We
just
literally
like
just talked about
recently,
it last night.
recently,
Yeah.
but I had already submitted my answers. I mean, I already had my answers made up.
Doesn't say that was his answer.
I had my answers already made up, so I already had my answers made up already. So
I will tell you this: when I thought about it, Young Kings Wrestling, ShElite Showcase, and Apron Bump were like the three that first came to mind as I was considering it, and I settled on Havoc Hour for that reason.
Interesting.
You know, I'm gonna also take that as a win for me because I've been on almost every episode of Havoc Hour with you, so I'm counting it as a win for myself.
There you
Yes.
Yeah, because we introduced you to movies. It's fucking fantastic.
Fuck you.
go. Wait, so are we still 1-1 or?
It literally
Yeah,
is
we're
the
still
1-1.
1-1.
Damn.
No, I've decided now because we're what? That was question 5, right? So we got
Yes.
5 left.
6.
I'm going to take advantage of the fact that Vince has multiple answers. Let me know when he has multiple answers.
I will.
And I'm going to give multiple answers to see if I can get one of the two because I have been kind of like trying to be nice and just giving one answer. And this entire time I should have just been like, it's this or this. And I probably would have more points by now if I had done that.
I was gonna say he
So-
has
I don't know about that.
2 more answers for 2 other questions. So I will let you know.
Perfect.
I will let you know.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
Matt. When
I think you're
is-
on
Am
Vince.
I on Vince or I thought I was on you?
He went last. Yeah, because Havoc Hour was the answer for the last question.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't rate with the order I go in. I kind of just try and figure this out. Vince,
Yes.
when is Matt's birthday? You don't have
Do
to
I have to give the-
year. You do not have to
No?
give year. You both
April
gave me
5th.
years anyways. Yes, April 5th. For funsies, what year?
1987.
Yeah.
No,
Good job.
there you go. I did the math. I did the math. I did the math. Went back in time.
Couldn't be me. I don't know.
Nah, I just checked his Facebook. I knew the day. I just had to check the year, so I checked his
No,
Facebook.
I would never make you guys do years. Matt, when is Vince's birthday?
June 6th, 1992.
Good job,
Nice.
guys.
Did you also check my Facebook?
No, your fucking Twitter. Like
Ah.
as soon as she asked me the question, I went to your Twitter and it's sitting right there.
That's funny. Does it have the year too? Or?
Yes.
That's hilarious. I gave you the answer.
Does mine?
Fantastic. We're 2-2. Move.
Well, now I'm curious.
Now mine isn't on my Twitter because it's not my Twitter. It's the Smackin It Raw Twitter.
Yeah, that's
That's
why.
true.
So,
Oh no,
Which is-
mine isn't on my Twitter. So
Well, I knew when the day was because we were already talking about it beforehand.
that's true.
And then I got the notification on Facebook. Hey, it's Matt Ritter's birthday. So
it also helps that every year it's right around WrestleMania. And I'm always like, hey, it's my birthday weekend.
yeah,
Exactly.
that also helps. That's also help. I wasn't sure we were doing years too, so that's why I went into Facebook. I'm pretty sure it's like 87, 86, or 88. But like, let me just do the math and double check with Facebook. But yeah,
1987.
there you go.
Ooh.
5 years older than me. Jesus.
What? Jesus? What? Fuck you mean Jesus?
Because that
5
just
years ain't shit.
it dawns on me that I'm about to be 30 in the month.
Yeah.
Mm,
Welcome to being fucking old. Enjoy it.
I still have 4 years, so
I hope I get gray hairs soon. I think I'll rock them.
I still don't have gray hair, so
I hope I get them soon.
all right.
I think it'll make me look very distinguished.
are you laughing because I don't have any hair, Katie? Is that what that shit-eating grin is about? Because you can get gray hair in your beard.
I know, I know, but I don't think you would at like in your like early 30s.
I mean, I went bald at 16, so anything's possible.
Okay, listen, I don't know.
Oh
I'm not a
man.
dude.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, damn. So I guess we know each other less. I will say this: if it was Travis and Matt, I feel like they'd be doing better.
Well, they've
So it's
also known
Travis
each
and
other
Matt.
since like second grade.
Exactly.
Third. Fuck. I knew it was like second or third.
And we argue about that all the time because Travis doesn't consider it until fourth grade because that's when we became friends. But we knew each other in third grade. We just weren't hanging out. So we fight about that. I'm like, I count it from when I fucking met you. And he's like, well, I don't count it until I actually liked you. And I'm like, well, then we're still not friends. So what's the.
So
You still
what
don't fucking like me.
here?
Like, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, Matt.
Yes.
What is Vince's Harry Potter house?
Did he give you two for this?
No, this is just a single answer.
Okay. So I know what I want to say, and then I know what I think it is, but I'm going to go with Hufflepuff.
Final answer.
Yes.
You are correct.
Damn.
Hufflepuff.
What made you say Hufflepuff though? I'm very impressed.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys talked about it on an episode that you did with Katie where you guys were talking about Harry Potter and you talked about your houses. And I remembered it was, I knew it wasn't Slytherin or Gryffindor. So it was either Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. And I'm just like, Vince doesn't really strike me as a Ravenclaw, but that was my backup.
We talked about it in the crowd with me.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Chicago edition.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chicago
wait.
edition. Yeah?
Yeah, the one with Justin and Benji, the one that he was like 3 hours late for.
Yeah, that one.
I'm still mad about it.
Shout out to Benji.
Benji stole my shit list. Vince, what is Matt's Harry Potter house?
Slytherin?
Final answer?
Yep.
Yep.
3-3.
Good job, guys.
See, this is actually the easiest answer. This was right. Like this is the first one that I answered right away.
Well, he's talked about it before, and it's on the Creation World website.
But I didn't actually check the Creation World website. Believe it or not, I already had like it's Slytherin, but then he was in the chat for ShElite, and then I think you guys were talking about like we were just talking about Harry Potter houses, and then Savannah's like I'm Slytherin, and then Matt's like I'm Slytherin too. I was like, yeah, see, Matt's Slytherin too. You know, shout out to Slytherin. So I'm like, and that confirmed it. You know, so that's what it was. So what?
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Which is why you like the new Batman movie. Because your Lord and Savior Cedric Diggory.
He is not
died for your sins.
My Lord and Savior is Nymphadora Tonks. How dare you?
Yeah, your Lord and Savior Cedric Diggory.
Well, I'm Hufflepuff, and I didn't really enjoy the Batman movie like that.
No, I'm Hufflepuff because I'm loyal as fuck.
I guess. I guess.
I am.
You also want to be the Pornhub Papi, but don't. The Mamacita is not one of your favorite wrestlers. So, like, you know.
What are they?
Because I wasn't watching wrestling when she was around. Like I was watching like whenever like I saw China stuff, it was like from pay-per-views or like vignettes. Like I'm counting like actual women wrestlers that I've actually been able to enjoy.
Vince, I'm just fucking with you because
no,
you didn't like the Batman. That's all that was about. That's all that was about was, well, I don't like the Batman. Well, yeah, just admit it. It's fine. You don't have to like China.
Oh my god,
she's a legend. It is what it is.
She's solid.
You didn't say she's all right.
She's solid.
Oh, I was gonna say I will end this and we'll fight right now.
No, she's solid. She's.
We're good. I don't have to fight you. When I'm in Chicago in August, though, we might fight. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Chicago street fight.
Yes, Chicago street fight.
In the parking lot of Portillo's.
What? It's Vince?
It's Vince.
Fuck.
What?
Really?
I said Hufflepuff, then he said Slytherin, and then we talked about Slytherin.
Why can't I remember? In my defense, it's 2:30 in the morning.
It's fair.
So I'm just.
That's why I'm here to help.
Fix that.
See, Vince said I was going to derail the show, and instead I'm helping you keep it on track.
No.
It was a joke. It was a lighthearted joke.
It was a joke. Okay. So Vince, what is Matt's favorite Pokemon?
So I have two options here, but I do know that it's going to be a fire type. I do know that his favorite type is fire types. He usually goes with fire types. I'm trying to figure out if it's my original guess or if it's the one he gave Benji. I'm gonna say Charizard.
Final
even though
answer.
I might regret it. I'm gonna go with Charizard. Final answer.
You are correct.
Yes.
It is Charizard. We literally just talked about this.
I know, but
Because
I know
he
that
said he would pick Charizard, but somebody else chose it for Benji's art.
Yeah,
team.
exactly. That's what made me want to lean more towards Charizard. Had he not said that, I would have said Houndoom, because he said that like if he were to have a single Pokemon, it would be Houndoom, because like it's a devil dog and it's just fucking badass. And then that's the one that he gave Benji as an option.
However, Charizard was my first Pokemon and will always, the final evolution of my first Pokemon. That Charmander line will always hold a special place in my heart because of that. And even though it's not a dragon type, he's a fucking dragon. And there's not much more badass you get than a fucking dragon. Well, Mega Evolution, he's a dragon type.
There you go. Well, one of them is one of them is a dragon. We actually have glasses too, like for sure.
Well, mine just don't fucking fit my face. I got them.
I mean, you can put on the right glasses, and then technically you can do this, but no.
No.
I know both of Vince's answers, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Yes, because he does have two. So, Matt, what is Vince's favorite Pokemon / Pokemon?
What he will say is it is Umbreon or the Cyndaquil line.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And I get 2 points for that, right?
I did say I would give you 2 points if you got them both.
Because Cyndaquil is my favorite Pokemon, and Typhlosion has for like the longest been my favorite Pokemon. But like I also I love the evolutions in Umbreon. It's just like I just like fuck with it more. But like whenever someone asks me what's my favorite Pokemon, I don't have a favorite. It's always a tie between those two, so I always answer both of them together.
Which, seeing as I've done multiple podcasts with Vince about Pokemon and heard this explanation on various occasions, it was ingrained in my head. And then on top of that, he gave both answers to Benji because he couldn't pick one for his drawing.
All right.
See? And speaking of podcasts you guys have done together on animes, Matt, what is Vince's favorite Dragon Ball character?
Teen Gohan.
Final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct.
Did I actually say Teen Gohan?
You said Gohan, so I'm counting that.
Teen Gohan technically is like I was just saying Gohan in general. I guess we can count it. Yeah, I guess
Gohan is Gohan.
If you don't specify it to me, I'm counting it.
It's fair enough. But yeah, you're correct.
If you had said Great Saiyaman, then we could have this argument, Vince.
No, well, I was thinking more or less like adult Gohan, like in the Buu saga is what I was thinking. Because I like Gohan progressively, but I really fucked with him more like in the Buu saga. But yeah, Gohan's Gohan.
Okay.
This one's tough because I have two possible answers. I'm gonna say Future Trunks.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't specify that it was Future Trunks. I just said Trunks, but yeah, we'll give it to you.
Listen,
yes, it's Trunks.
You guys can't be given like fucking descriptions. I don't watch Dragon Ball, so when you tell me one word answers, I'm taking those.
Okay.
I was just making fun of him. The answer's Trunks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I wasn't because I know you don't like what they did with Trunks in GT, and obviously like I don't know if you're a fan of like Kid Trunks, but I know you're a fan of Future Trunks specifically, and those I would say are separate characters themselves.
Do you know why?
Because they're from different universes. They're actually two different Trunks.
No, I mean why Trunks was my favorite character. Because I had that haircut at the time that I was watching it. I had that fucking haircut.
You had the bowl cut too?
I did.
Dude, I had the bowl. That's why I like Gohan, because he had the bowl cut as a kid.
So no, see, mine was parted down the middle, just like Trunks.
Nah, mine wasn't. Mine was like.
Yeah. No, I didn't have bangs.
No, I had bangs, man. I had bangs. It was bad. There's a picture out there with like bowl cut Vince. Like Katie, I told Katie about it in my Inside the Mind of like, there's a picture of bowl cut Vince with a super soaker looking like a badass with a bowl cut. So it's out there somewhere.
But can one really look like a badass with a bowl cut?
Like that's kind of like the whole point of saying badass. It's like I'm the antithesis.
I'm giving you shit.
And I had that haircut, but also he had a sword, and fuck Goku. he went Super Saiyan. Fuck Goku.
Yeah. If you had asked what's the Dragon Ball character you hate the most, Goku would have been on there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It wasn't on. It wasn't. So
I also had Vegeta as like a sub answer just in case, like because I know you like Vegeta, but I like in my heart was like it's probably Future Trunks specifically.
Well, it's kind of like I don't remember. Somebody said that Rikishi wasn't Hall of Fame worthy. Some idiot. I don't remember who that was. And we talked about how just what came out of Rikishi's balls was Hall of Fame worthy, just like just what came out of Vegeta's balls is favorite worthy.
I guess.
I wonder who that could have been.
I mean, Rikishi's balls could be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know about Rikishi himself. So, conversation for another day, I suppose.
All right, we're on to the final question.
Yes.
Boys.
Final countdown.
Was that your karaoke song? Was that an alternate?
No, it was not. It was Garth Brooks. We had this discussion.
That was a few questions ago. That was actually question number 4, if you must know. All right, Vince. So
wait.
No, what?
Didn't I go first?
No.
Okay, never mind. All right.
I kind of figured it out. Don't fuck with me right now.
I will correct her. You just stay over there on the casting couch.
Yeah.
You know, interesting you brought up casting couch. So Smackin It Raw is the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. So this was also a question I didn't think of by myself. Thank you, Matt. Vince, who is Matt's favorite porn star?
I feel like it'd be like a black chick. But just because I feel like that's his type because of his story he told me about like his prom or something. I feel like that's Matt's type, which is why he pals around with Travis so much. You have a thing, man. You have a thing. I feel like you have a type. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay to admit it. I have a type too. It's okay. But my official answer is gonna be the one porn star he gave me shit for not knowing both him and Travis. So I'm gonna say La Sirena 69.
Final answer.
That's my final answer.
Nope. Matt?
I'm looking to see what I sent you, but my guess is probably going to be I told you Gianna Michaels.
You did say Gianna Michaels.
Damn. She wasn't
I do have a type, and normally it is big titty blondes. Or brunettes. Big titty brunettes is my type.
To be specific.
To be specific. I had on there Misty Stone because she was the only like black female porn star that I can think of off the top of my head.
Vince was digging himself a hole, and I just sat back and watched it happen.
While I did lose my virginity to a black girl,
I did know
and have dated women of all races, because I do not discriminate. When it comes to my porn, just like kind of my taste in movies, like Alexandra Daddario, I like big titty brunettes. It doesn't really necessarily have to be a white girl, as long as their hair's dark and their titties are big.
Interesting. I don't remember what
I'm not
answered.
into blondes, really, surprisingly, with Alexa Bliss, not into blondes.
Which is why I crossed her off and put Paige in last minute because she's a brunette and she has a nice set on her. So, you know.
Well, now she does. You paid for them.
Okay. Neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Point is the point is she has them now.
The point is, Matt, Vince has 2 answers for this.
Okay. And I'm up by 1 right now because I got that double answer.
Yeah.
I'll do points after.
Okay.
So,
I remember what did I say?
Who are, I guess, Vince's favorite porn stars, plural.
Stars. Well, see, this is tough because when we discussed this, Vince said that he likes to watch lesser known Mexican porn stars. Or Mexican and Asian porn stars whose names he doesn't know. So that makes it a little tough.
It wasn't a tough question to answer. I had more hard time answering this than any other question.
This was one of the ones where he's like, I'll get back to you, and then got back to me like a day later.
Yeah.
But he does have 2 answers, so that does help you a little bit.
Favorite.
Does he get 2 tries?
He's gonna do it how he did the Pokemon one. He's just gonna say 2 answers, and I'll say if they're right or wrong.
All right.
Because that's what I should have told him which ones you had 2 answers for in the beginning.
Yeah, true.
Which is why I gave him the Spider-Man one.
This is really, really hard.
That's what she said.
So
I'm probably one of the scenes that I saw.
I'm gonna go with lesser known Hispanic and Asian porn stars.
Can I help him?
If
give him a hint.
you want to, sure.
It's not lesser known Hispanic or Asian porn stars.
Okay.
That are my favorite. So you're complete off base. So it's, I don't know if they're big names, but they're at least like, if you mention the name.
I know one of them.
Like, I feel like if you mention those names, like people are like, oh, I've at least heard of that person. I feel like
I've
their
heard
names
of
have
one
at
of
least.
those. I didn't know who the other person was, but I heard of one of them.
Did you look them up, Katie? Either me or Matt's answers?
Well, no, because I knew Matt's. I knew one of yours.
I still don't know Matt's
and
answer.
I didn't care to look up the other one.
No.
You don't know Gianna Michaels?
No.
Anyway.
Well, I might like. I'm gonna look it up right now while you're thinking.
You Google image her, Matt.
I'm gonna go Lana Rhodes and Adriana Chechik.
Final answers.
Yeah.
Wrong. Vince, do you remember who you told me?
I think I said. Fuck, what's her name again?
Say I have the answers.
I think I know. I think one of them was Eva Loive that I gave you. No.
No.
What did I answer then?
You said
I don't remember.
Janice Griffith or Riley
Janice
Reid.
Griffith. Or Riley Reid.
Riley
Yes,
Reid is
those...
the one I knew.
Riley Reid. Okay.
Yeah, because I do kind of have a type, and it's kind of like just petite. Like I don't know why.
Which is funny because one of my choices was Bella Danger, who is also.
I was thinking about putting the Bella Danger. I was thinking about Blair Williams. Like there were like some names out there, you know. There were some names. Speaking of spiders, I'm staring at a spider right now in my basement, and I'm trying to figure out if I should let it bite me so I can get spider powers or not.
Motherfucker, don't. Okay.
It's just chilling.
Wait, I need to look at something. Oh no, okay.
Hey, what was the name again? Wait, what was the name of yours, Matt?
His
Gianna Michaels.
Gianna Michaels.
Okay.
Gianna.
Oh, I know who the fuck this is. Not my type though. I never knew her name. I would always see her.
She also talks a lot of shit, and I like that.
I guess. Everybody has. I mean, if it works for you, man, it works for you, man.
So, who do you guys think won? Because like it's kind of obvious.
Matt, because he got 2 points in the Pokemon one, and he got the point at the Spider-Man one, even though he said Toy Story.
Yeah, but I should have given him two choices anyway, since you gave 2 choices.
I think the way we should. Yeah,
that's the way I should have did it from the beginning. So that's on me. Hence why I gave him a point. But yes, Matt is the winner. Matt had 6.
What was the
Vince
official
had
tally?
5.
So we beat Young Kings Wrestling still because they had 3 and 4.
They had 5 and 4. Were you not listening earlier?
So you tied. TC.
Tied TC. Yes.
Which was the highest. And then you superseded Reek, which was
because of you giving multiple answers. So technically, we would have tied Young Kings Wrestling had you, and maybe not even. We probably would have tied it exactly because if you hadn't given multiple answers, I would have had 4 and you would have had 5 and 1. But seeing as you are indecisive as fuck and couldn't pick just one answer for any of the questions, I got 2 bonus points. So thank you.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna get like multiple cracks at it. I hadn't watched the first in the crowd with this setup, so I was just kind of like, well, I wasn't sure if the goal was to like beat Matt or just like know each other the most. I don't know if the goal was to like have us have as many right answers collectively so that we know each other the most, or one of us beat the other. So I wasn't sure what the formula of the whole thing was. You know?
I'm sorry. How are
'Cause
you?
I thought-
No. Let me talk for a second. How are you going to say ShElite, the bubble of which I do, is one of your favorite podcasts if you have not listened or watched the last episode of In the Crowd?
Because I hadn't watched it up until that point because I didn't get a chance
You
to get around
had
to it.
time after the fact. I messaged you guys last
Yes.
month about
That's
this.
true. I'm not saying that's incorrect. I'm not saying you're not incorrect. I'm just saying
I'm never wrong.
I listen to ShElite every week. It's just the Inside the Minds of and the In the Crowds that I later binge watch or like I watch later at my own convenience because it's not like pertaining to that week of wrestling. Like for instance, I just recently finished the Queen PR one. Even like I started it and then like I just finished it recently, which was fantastic, by the way.
It's a great time. It's in February.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to talk favorite shows that you do, I'd say Inside the Mind of over ShElite Showcase and In the Crowd is my favorite thing that you do.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Which I really need to get back into it.
Yeah, I know. I've been telling you that for a while now. You just don't fucking listen.
No. Shut up. I listen. Well, I have one set up kind of end of April, beginning of May with Carolina, Justin. We're just waiting for his schedule to clear, but I hit him up. Actually, I had him hit me up because I kept forgetting. And I need to hit up somebody else. I just keep
somebody that I've been
delaying.
talking to you about hitting up.
I just keep delaying it. It's fine. It's gonna happen.
All right.
Probably.
Well, I've been saying that you should hit up Justin anyways for like a minute too. So
Well,
I haven't told you.
That's been in the works. He's just busy.
I understand. Speaking of Justin, I do want to try to get him on a Straight Talk episode and just talk music with him, because like he's just got a mind. Because like it's just a whole thing like that we would just sit there and talk about music, talk about hip hop, rap, you know, just whatever he likes. Because I never talk about music, and it'd be an interesting thing to do.
That's why I do these shows, so I can talk about other things besides wrestling. Because crazy, I like other things. I know. Yes, Matt.
I want to be clear because if TC listens and when Reek listens, to be clear, the Smackin' It Raw podcast technically knows each other as well as the Young Kings Wrestling podcast.
Because you guys were
my
each
win
also
my win has an asterisk. I'm not done. Chill. Hold on. Because Vince gave multiple answers, and had he not, it would have been 5-4, and Vince would have won and been the TC of the show.
Whatever.
Luckily for me,
yes,
Vince had to give multiple answers, so I got multiple cracks and got 2 extra points.
So I screwed myself out of the victory.
Which is literally what I told you when you gave me multiple answers, and I asked you if you wanted to just narrow it down, and you said no, that's okay.
Wait. Did you ask? Am I just like drawing a blank? And you asked me before we started recording, or did you ask me in the DMs?
I asked you in the DMs when you sent me multiple answers.
I'm trying to blank. My memory's crap, guys. It's not the best. It's getting worse with age.
And again, the purpose of these is not to compare yourself to the other podcasts. It's to see who knows each other amongst said podcasts. So Vince is out here just trying to create controversy and competition out of nowhere.
It'd be like that sometimes. Although I will say, like, Young Kings can't really take offense that I didn't have them like listed on there, because TC has specifically said that he doesn't listen to other podcasts consistently. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen.
But he said Smackin' It Raw.
No, that was Reek.
No.
TC did not.
No. That was TC.
TC did not say Smackin' It Raw was his favorite podcast.
No,
Reek said Smackin' It Raw was his favorite podcast, but TC said he does not consistently listen to other podcasts, and one of the podcasts he does listen to is us.
Yes.
And he specifically mentioned that even though I'm white, I get a pass.
Yes. And then he said the other people in the cafeteria, if you know, you know. And I considered myself part of that, but I don't think they listen to my show. But that's okay.
I don't think they listen to like Straight Talk, so I think they might have listened to the episodes that they were on, like those 2 NBA ones that I had them both on, just because I did the New Age Outlaw intro for them, which they liked. That's about it. I don't think they've listened to anything else.
But this
It's
is
okay. TC only listens to me because I like Fabo, so like.
I think Rick listens to Straight Talk. I think Rick, but if I do have to sit there and like say who are like, I think both the Justins in the cafeteria listen to Straight Talk. So shout out to both the Justins in Straight Talk in the cafeteria, because I know they listen to Straight Talk.
Are you done digging yourself a hole again?
Don't dig me a hole. Don't dig me a hole. That's
So, anyways, thank you both for coming on and doing this. It is currently now 3 a.m. for me.
Jesus.
So we did great, guys. We did great. So, Vince, Matt, plug your shit, where people can find you, what you're doing, what you are gonna do. I think I'm gonna try and have this out Saturday of this week.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Vince. Go ahead, Vince.
Okay. Go ahead and follow me on social media at SESvince, both Instagram and Twitter. The link tree in my bio will give you all my content. That will give you the creationworld.com, give you the YouTube to Creation World, where I release a Spit or Swallow. It would also give you all the audio links to Straight Talk. I recently did a basketball Straight Talk, and I may do something for Multiverse of Madness, depending on what happens with schedule wise. I recently did a guest spot on What's the Night Wallop with Rylan Turner, so go ahead and check that out. I'll be retweeting and liking all that stuff. So yeah, SESvince, Linktree/SESvince will get you all my content.
And you can find me at MattRados on Twitter only. Check us out on Friday. The episode will probably drop Saturday, the same as this episode, with Katie and Tim King from the Wrestle Index. Vince won't be there, but if you like Vince and you want to hear more of Vince, we have plenty of Vince over on the Smackin' It Raw podcast at Smackin' It Raw on Twitter and Instagram. And Creation World, the banner under which the Smackin' It Raw podcast exists, creationworld.com, facebook.com/group/Creation World, and the Creation World on Twitter and Instagram, THECREATIA World. Go check us out. #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Hey. One of these days, I'm going to be able to do the outro. Well, because I can say your name fast. Vince can't.
I can't.
MATTRDDER. It's not hard.
MATTRITDER.
Oh my god.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
MATTRDDER.
You know what that reminds me of? Of when SpongeBob is singing the campfire song and Patrick's trying to keep up. That's me.
Can you spell Mississippi for me?
Mrs. Who?
He said Mrs. Who?
Mrs. Who? Mrs. Who?
Spell Mississippi.
MISSIPI.
MISSIPPI. And that is the reason why I can do my name so fast.
Oh fuck.
MISSIPPI.
Mississippi.
I just talk fast a lot of the time.
I do that too.
MATTRDDR. I can do that. But
MATTR.
while Vince keeps trying, obviously you can follow me on Twitter at KatieRaslin13. The link tree in my bio to take you all things ShElite Showcase. Twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase. Typically Thursdays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a YouTube channel. That's a Pokemon. What is that?
I can't.
Who's that Pokemon?
See, I just think of the Vine where it's like, it's Pikachu, Clefairy, fuck! All I think about.
Yes.
Oh,
same.
God. Jesus. There's YouTube.
Fine, too.
Everything's
Jesus,
on there. If you want to watch. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts is where you can listen. ShElite's very much like Creation World. It's the brand. ShElite Showcase is the weekly recap I do with my co-host Savannah. Inside the Mind of is an interview series I do with other podcasters. Matt and Vince have both been on it. It's coming back. I'm working things out. And your girl got burnt out. You know what? It's fine. Fuck you. Obviously in the crowd, which is this that you're listening to. There's past episodes. Matt and Vince are on the first and the second episode. Matt's on the first, Vince is on the second. And my co-host Savannah has a show New Japan Takeover, where she talks New Japan, even though Matt thinks it's fake. Which, whatever.
Technically, it might not be because of like the new what is it like? Oh,
Will you please let her close out the show?
For the love of God.
She's trying so hard. I didn't
really
think the Pokemon would distract her, but
well,
just
for it being
let her
late,
finish plugging her shit.
My God. And I bought a domain, so we have a website. I just haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, I know. And I'm getting us merch. I just have to figure out scaling and everything. So, I did that. Yes, that. So, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Smackin It Raw, which I'm basically a part of, for doing this. Yeah, so the next one, I don't know. I'm still going to try and get all the Getcho boys on here. If not, then In the Crowd makes its appearance when it wants to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, bye.